It gives me great pleasure to introduce Sussex by the Sea, episode 99's Fan Roundtable. We are joined by the wonderful John Andrews, who is a Canvey Ultra, and he's going to tell me about these Ultras in a minute. But first of all, John, thanks for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me on, Chris.
Nice one. Now, obviously, I reached out to you because we are playing the mighty Canvey, who, fingers crossed, we might be able to get some points off on Saturday. Or maybe praying. I don't know. But first of all, tell us, John, how did you fall in love with Canvey, and tell us about the Canvey Ultras?
Well, as far as falling in love with Canvey goes, I've only actually lived on the island for the best part of 13 years. So I'm like my early 30s now. So never always knew the club in their glory days. But a friend of mine sort of encouraged me down at one point. He said, let's go and watch it. And I've just started picking back up on it. We started sort of falling back in love with football again, really. I've always... I grew up in London, so I was always West Ham at heart. But sort of going to watch Canvey kind of sort of revigorated my love for the game. Yeah. So going over there, meeting a few new people, and I was kind of into the whole sort of active fan thing at the time. I was starting to learn about more of what you get on the continent. And I thought to myself, just for a giggle, wouldn't it be funny to form like a little supporters group at Canvey? And that was about knowing they used to have that anyway, like in some of the glory days. So I view as sort of, we got together, we started trying to sort of back the team, and it nearly paid off saving us from getting relegated. Unfortunately, that happened. But we've kept at it since then, and it's always been like a sort of steady thing. But last season, it just snowballed. I don't know how. So a load of old faces come back, a load of new ones, particularly kids, just jumped on it. And the support's just seems to increase tenfold. It's just all the same sort of purpose, really. It's all cheating up the team, and the team seem to love it. The management love it. It's been a great bit of fun. And obviously, getting promoted like we did. Again, all these places, quite a few of us have never been before because we're quite new supporters. It's been incredible.
Yeah, well, that's great. Great to see people getting behind their team. I know we try and do that here at Hastings. Don't we, Windy? Don't we, Robbie?
No, Robbie does. Mostly Robbie.
Well, he's a lover of linesmen. John, if you hear any comments towards a linesman, it's usually from Roberto. So just so you know, yeah.
I'm on video calling the lineman the best linesman in the league. So,
but no. See, as you said about the Canvey Ultras. So when did they actually start? Then I think you sent me something about it earlier. But
I think it was around sort of midway through the first season I started supporting them. That was about 2017. It was. We just got a little group of us together, and sort of the more and more been chatting over a few weeks. It just kind of blossomed from there, really. It always started as quite a small thing, but I think once we had a really good run in the FA Cup, when everything got curtailed from COVID, that's when it sort of started to just all come together, really. And I say last year, sort of first full season with it, it's been incrediable.
Yeah. So you all go mob-handed on the train or the coach? You got some flags and things like that? Make noise?
Yeah, basically. We obviously take a few little flags, and we've got a little drum we take about. You probably saw it actually when we come down to your place back in, was it late November, early December, something like that, wasn't it? So yeah we always try and keep a little consistent group as go.
Our drum's bigger than your drum, though.
To be fair, I rate the guy who was carrying it during the Stortford game. I just see the scenes.
Oh, that's Matt.
Just up in the air like that. I was thinking that's incredible.
I thought he was going to lob it at my head because I'm running by him. Because if we get a goal, everyone knows I run around like a headless chicken. And old Matto's got the thing in the air, and I'm thinking he ain't going to hit me on the head with that, is he? But no, luckily he didn't.
I normally end up being the same with our one. Normally it seems to be a stick, so I'll just go to make a whacking motion like that and nearly take someone's head off with it.
But so we're looking forward to Canvey. You've had a great season with that win against Lewis. For us Hastings fans, I think we're looking at, we could talk about it a little bit later, but I think we're looking at maybe Enfield are the only ones that are going to really slip up that we can catch. Talk to us about your season.
Yeah, the season really, at the moment, it's just speaking for itself. Coming up out of the division we were in last year, I'll say you've probably had a similar run. You obviously won the title last year in your league, but as far as those sort of ISTHMIAN first divisions went, they were really tough. So we thought coming into this season now, it's going to be a tough ask to compete, really. So we were thinking, line mid-table, we finished there. Free from relegation by this point in the season will be good. But what's transpired, really, it's just been incredible. So, we just never would have dreamed we'd be up there competing with some of the big boys.
John, have you had anybody like famous come out of Canvey Island on the football squad? I mean, not Dr. Feelgood, but I could have done with the Dr. Feelgood actually today, to be honest.
Yeah. I think there have been a few players who have represented us before who've gone on to play football league, things like that. But mostly we were sort of known for taking ex-pros on back in the day. I mean, when we had a period in the early 2000s where he obviously had a fellow called Jeff King run the club, and he put a lot of money in it. We skyrocketed up the leagues. We had people like Julian Dix on our books, Steve Tilson.
Yeah, you did, I forgot about him.
Oh, Dicko,
yeah, it was pretty insane, really.
Yeah, but you was chuffed with that then, being West Ham as well.
That's it, yeah. And I got to meet Dixie a few years ago.
Really?
He was a manager at Cambridge. Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. For the reputation he got on the pitch, he's such an approachable man when you actually talk to him in real life.
Yeah, there's a few players like that. We got one up front called Pope. Don't talk to him on the pitch. He's lovely. Off the pitch.
Yeah, off the pitch. An absolute sweetheart, isn't he?
Yeah.
Hang on, someone's coming in late. It's Super Malk.
Evening.
Closing a few deals, were you, mate? Closing a few deals?
No, not this week, mate. All done on it. Done and dusted for the season.
Planning his holidays now, then, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, John. Just so you know, Malk is a big-time agent. He controls all of Kent, so he's.
All right.
Well, he says he does anyway.
Yeah.
We believe him.
But yeah, so we're just talking about obviously Canvey, famous players, Julian Dix. I remember watching him because I was I'm a big QPR fan before I moved up to Hastings. Down to Hastings, and old Julian Dix. What a game! That boy could put in a challenge from about 25 yards away. It's
he certainly could. And as I say, I grew up on West Ham, but just seeing Harry, like I say, not people flying really with his challenges, and always putting away a penalty. I think was the best moment I saw for him. It was just the way he just absolutely smash it. It was just no nuance or finesse about it. It was just rocket.
Yeah, you feared for the goalie's life, didn't you?
He did really. Yeah, that man would have lost his head about it.
But yeah, still talking about your team. Just to say, obviously, we're hopefully going to bring a few chaps down there and ladies.
Of course, yeah. We're
in terms of watering holes, places like that, anywhere you suggest?
Well, I mean, the ground itself is kind of a way away from a few pubs and anything. But if you do find yourself in the town, you sort of go down towards where the front is. There are a few nice little bars down there. I mean, the oldest one on the island is a place called the Monaco. It's sort of quite, I think it's a little building now, but it's decent little boozer there. You've also got one a bit more near the high street called the Haystack, which is it's got a standard Green King pub, but it's a nice enough place. As far as the clubhouse goes, even if you found yourself there, we've got a decent selection on the bar, so it's always a happening little place.
Is that what you chaps do? I mean, or do you pop in a pub beforehand, or do you usually just go straight to the ground?
It varies, really. I mean, I help out a few little bits of the club as well, so normally I'll tend to end up going down, try and sort of, set up and catch the early kickoff down there. But there's another little place we go on the island. It's a place called the Corner Club, but it's like a members club, so I don't really know if you would get charged going in there. That's the thing. So yeah, otherwise I would be top my list of recommendations.
That's not with like ladies pole dancing and all that, is it? Members, that sort of members club, yeah.
Of course, mate.
You obviously had the joy to go and watch the Lewis game. Tell us about turning over Lewis. There's not enough times I want to hear Lewis lose a game. So talk to us about how you stuff Lewis.
I mean, obviously we went there thinking, okay, they're on a decent run of form at the moment, and obviously they had that unbeaten home record as well. But since the start of the year, we've ended Hornchurch and Cole Shelton's home record. So we thought, okay, you know what, make it third time the charm. Obviously going in there, we knew they were going to be set up well, and they showed that sort of first 15, 20 minutes of the game. We're thinking, oh gosh, we're not careful here, we can get a real arse whipping. But as we sort of settled in the game, grew into it, we sort of flipped the rhythm really, and sort of get the goals like we did on the counter. I mean,
I saw was it the first one when he broke from your half?
Yeah, it was just a little tap on from our centre defence in mid, and he's just, he's our main man, Evans Kouassi. He actually notched up 100 appearances last night for the club. He has got some engine on him, to be fair. And
going to say, he put the old nitrous on, didn't he? Fucking
he did,
the boy.
Yeah, and Yeah, they tried to barge him off, but no, I ain't having none of that.
Rugby tackle. Rugby tackle is the only way. That's what's going to have to happen on Saturday.
Yeah, I did see who you tagged, Chris.
Well, Jake Elliott, yeah.
Yeah. Will he understand the hint though? That's
Just take the yellow, Jake. That's what it is. Take the yellow.
You took a few down there though, John, didn't you? How many do you reckon?
I mean, we must have took about a good 30 or 40. I mean, we had a fair few of us behind the goal, and then I was sort of scattered around in the stands, sort of the older gentlemen and that. But yeah, again, that's just part of the growing support we've had, really. It's been quite insane. I'm just seeing new faces all the time. I'm like, oh nice to meet you.
Yeah, it always looks like more than 30 and 40 when you score a goal like that, doesn't it? I'm going nuts.
Oh, that's it, exactly, yeah.
Especially against Lewis.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'd have that any day.
Well, that leads me very well on here, really, to obviously the Prem's up and downs. I mean, we go to you first, John, really, on this. You're looking at you've got the top 5, obviously Hornchurch, Bishop Stortford, Aveley, yourselves, and Enfield. Enfield on 63 points, the ones below on 60. Do you feel that's going to kind of be the end result? Do you think they're the 5 that are going to be there, or do you think there might be a couple others that might sneak in?
Well, I mean, as you say, the top 2, I think, are quite cut and dry. Yeah. It's just who finishes top out of Stortford and Hornchurch. But anything below that, really, I mean, okay, obviously we got a good win last night, but I'm taking nothing for granted at the moment. It's so complicated, everything changed in football, and it's been such a tight race trying to get those last couple of playoff spots all season, really. You see teams fluctuating in form, others coming into it. I mean, for yourselves, you're not out of it yet. You got that game in hand with Billericay, that could be crucial now. It's just who has the nerve to hold it, really. So, those last 2 places, I think they're still up for grabs. So
you don't think you got enough? You don't think you got enough? I mean, what you're 8 points clear. And you don't know?
I like to hope we got one hand on it, certainly. But yeah, I mean, I'm confident in how our team's playing, definitely. But it's just, you just don't know, really. But again, I didn't know we'd be in this position in the first place. So, like I say, we're not letting the chickens come home to roost yet. But yeah, as you say, though, 5th place, very open at the moment. So it's just who can maintain a bit of consistency the last 6.
Yeah. Yeah, boys, anyone on that?
I think Enfield have got a couple of tricky ones. They've got Hornchurch and Aveley, I think, as well, still to play. So they've got
Herne Bay away.
Yeah.
Oh, Finn.
Oh, actually, they've got. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Aveley against Canvey. That's going to be a good one, and all. That's coming up. There's a few big.
That's already decided, John. That's going to be a draw, mate. They've already decided. These lot that are going up, mate. They're...
I was definitely looking at the ISTHMIAN predictor, but yeah, we'll see with Aveley. We've beaten once this season, so make it twice a charm. Why not?
Really nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because out of all of them, because I've had a look at the run-ins, Enfield have got the toughest run-in, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I mean, there's some big games coming up next couple of weeks.
We got 5 games in 15 days, 4 of them at home.
Yeah.
From the 1st of April, that is.
Is that including the Sussex Cup or just league games?
No, league games, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about that bloody Sussex Senior Cup now. Are they going to squeeze that in with league games all squashed up as they are? I hope they don't move the league games they used to, but I don't think they will now. They seem to have changed all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
I don't know. I mean, personally, in terms of results on Saturday, I'm hoping for a draw.
Yeah.
I am. I think we'd do well with a draw. I mean, boys, what do you think?
We're going to win. Calling it now. 93rd minute win it. Jack Dixon, 30 yards, top corner.
Well, I'll accept that. Sorry, John. I'll accept. What about you, Mark?
2-0 defeat, I reckon.
Fucking hell, man. John, easy.
I like him.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a tough ask. There's no doubt about that. And because you're such a good counter-attacking team, you don't have to win this game.
I'll go 1-1. And if George was there, it'd be 5-0, wouldn't it?
Yeah, George would say we're winning 5-0. But I say we can get a draw out of this game, and then there's going. I'm looking here. We've got Herne Bay, Billericay, Potters Bar, Horsham will be tough. Bognor Regis, and then Bowes and Pitsea. They're
the only tough one in paper's Horsham, isn't it? Out of that, other than Canvey, obviously.
Yeah. But yourself, John, is there any when will you be comfortable with it? Like, is there any I mean, okay, if you beat us, maybe, but when do you think it's comfort time? If you get a win on Saturday?
Yeah, I'd say we'd start be feeling a little bit more comfortable then. But once it's actually done and dusted and we can't be cool, that's my room to breathe then. So, but yeah, I'll say we know it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, we saw that when we come down to your place earlier in the season. It's just going to have to be complete focus, really. But
so I think the reverse fixture is 1-1. It was a Finamara late goal game, wasn't it? If I remember correctly.
That's it. Yeah, that was. We had the sort of strange one where we lobbed your keeper from about 35, 40 yards, and then with the rest of the game, you absolutely nearly battered us into submission. Just couldn't score until the 93rd minute. I mean, we held our hands up. We said, that got another 5 minutes, you would have probably won it. But yeah, I thought we was going to be on famous smash and grab, but happy with a point in the end. Play a game on.
That has happened a few times at our place, to be fair, and that probably be the difference. If we don't, there's a few points we've dropped, but it's still been a good season for us. I can't complain. Although Malcolm might talk to us, please.
I don't complain about anything, mate. I think we've been lucky most of the season.
Oh, John, I don't know. John, well, actually, let's talk about the bottom. Let's talk about the bottom half quickly. So we got, looking at Brighton Sea Region and Corinthians on 20 points. I think we can confidently stay there going down. But then you've got Bowes and Pitsea and Herne Bay, 27 points, 31 points, 34 points being out of the zone. Obviously, Finn O'Meara is doing well at Herne Bay. Can you see any of those two getting out, or do you think it?
From a selfish standpoint, I'd probably like to see Bowers go because they seem to be a bit of a thorn in our side. And again, probably used to have the sort of respect you do to Lewis. We probably have the same sort of sentiment for Bowers. So, seeing them go would be a comfort for Canvey fans, definitely. But on the sort of a realistic term, I think they probably don't have enough to stay in it now. Herne Bay, they seem to be stringing a few results together. So it's going to be a bit of a tight race, I think, between them and Kingstonian, really, to see who finishing that last spot. But yeah, that one go right down to the wire, I think. I'd say Bowers, say like the Corinthians and Brighton and Sea, I'd say they're near enough gone. It's just we have to finish in that last spot.
Yeah. Fair enough. Right. Okay. Well, first, listen, John, just quickly. I said this already, but no matter the result, I'd love to buy you a pint after the game, either to cry on your shoulder or to, not laugh. I'm not going to laugh in anyone's face. I'm going to be very happy, shall we say, because our season's, playoffs are still on. But listen, all the best. And I hope you make the playoffs anyway. Well, you never know. You might win a few wins. You might start thinking, you playoffs. But all the best for the rest of the season, mate.
Grounded a bit, but yeah.
I like to see it go up in place of with us and Aveley are the team that misses out. That'd be lovely.
Oh, that makes everyone happy. Aveley missing out makes everybody happy.
Such boring spot, aren't they?
Anti-football, but cheers, mate. I'll let you go because we're going to talk about some other boring stuff, John. But listen, thank you so much for coming on, and look forward to seeing you on Saturday, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, no, lovely. Thanks for having me on, gents, and look forward to that beer. So yeah.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
See you on Saturday.
Cheers.
See you later, John.
Right. Okay. Right.
So it's going to be a tough game, isn't it? Let's face it. But
yeah, it's going to be tough.
That was great. You posted that goal, didn't you, last night, Chris? There one, Canvey's.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, yeah. He's got some pace on the boy, but as I say, if he hasn't got his legs, he can't run anywhere.
That's it.
Am I right? Am I wrong?
You're right.
Right.
Exactly.
The dark arts, mate. I'm employed at dark arts. It's only worth a yellow. So let's talk episode 100. Just quickly, for anyone listening, I'm hoping, because nothing is definite in life, that we've got Hennig Venn, the comedian, on. I missed a certain Super Gary Elphick on as well, the wonderful manager of Hastings United, if he is still manager then. Robert Graul.
Yeah, he's definitely. I spoke to him last night. He's keen.
So we've got the Luftwaffe. The Luftwaffe on their way, mate.
Little bit of rundown of what's going on in Germany with the football. Yeah,
the 10 German bombers are incoming.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's all I've got. Sorry that the budget's not high. I did try and get Chris Akabusi, but he's busy.
You'll have Mal. So what else do you need?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, good. Thank you, Mal. That's very nice of you.
Well, I'll let you know next Wednesday about 7:20.
Yeah, send him a prompt, Mal.
Yeah.
But just before we go, just quickly touching on the Sussex Cup Fiasco.
It's
really.
a mess, isn't it? If that had gone round by round and everybody knew who was playing, there's so much more interest. And now I don't give
because I don't want to cost the league position because of Sussex Cup. I'd much rather throw the youngsters out and focus on like the Herne Bay game.
Exactly.
It's a real shame that the Sussex Cup is just a distraction. There's no way that Super Elphic's going to put a proper team out, is he?
Yeah,
if we're still in it,
playing Eastbourne and they miss the playoffs and run in, we'll be fuming.
Although, does that not count? Like, I know Popey's out for 2.
Yeah, it will be one of the games, if I'm right, the Sussex Cup does count for suspension because it's domestic competitions.
Yeah, it does, you're right.
So actually, Sussex Cup isn't that bad then, is it?
So what you're saying, one player's one yellow card on 1 game suspension. not even a minute, take yellow card. Oh, no, miss.
There you go. But, with a full team, you'd expect us to turn up and beat oldie Eastbourne United AFC.
I think, to be fair, I think our under-23s should.
James Hull, bag a hat-trick, calling it now. James Hull hat-trick.
Yeah.
I'm not the sound of that. But yeah, so just coming...
It's not that often we get to go over there either. So if anybody's not been to the Oval, nice little ground.
We played in a pre-season a couple of seasons ago, or this season, wasn't it? Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of, right?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused. Which is the one that's near the swimming pool?
Yeah, that one, that is it.
Yeah.
It's in the park, isn't it? Sort of just off of Prince's Park.
I've not been to that one. I've been to the other one.
There's a long... Oh, God. They used to have this fan, right? He must have been in his probably 70s or 80s. I'm talking back in the early 80s now, but whenever they got the ball, he just... Sermonite United! It's like, that's all you could hear. He was the only fan in the whole of the ground that you could hear.
Well, he's probably been set alight now, hasn't he? He's probably his ashes are somewhere. Probably.
Yeah, bless him. Yeah,
do you like that? Do you like that one?
Yeah, cool, man. But yeah, they're quite a friendly bunch then. And Billy Wood's got connections with them, hasn't he? Didn't he come from? He was their CEO, wasn't he?
Yeah, CEO for us. Yeah, he was there.
Oh, was that the one? I thought it was Eastbourne Town. It was Eastbourne United AFC.
Yeah. But I think get that one out of the way, and it'd be nice to get to the final. But in the meantime, it's a bit of a distraction, isn't it, for the first team?
Could be League and Cup double. Am I getting ahead of myself there?
And the under-18s might get theirs. They're in the final, aren't they?
It's true. Yeah.
23s have got a chance, so could be a bit of a sweep. You never know.
Who's there Saturday then?
No, sorry.
Yeah, I'm there.
You're there.
I haven't decided how I'm getting there, but I'll be there.
How did we all feel about last weekend then, with the great game being called off? To me, it felt like we lost, even though we didn't play, because everybody around.
Every result went against us, and now it feels like we're chasing a pack. We feel like we've lost ground. We technically lost ground for the game in hand. It's
still the same, really, but it just mentally, it just felt like we lost that weekend.
It would be like a big attendance a Saturday, really getting behind the lads. Now what it would be, how the weather's been recently, it'd be a soggy cold Tuesday night, half the attendance what it would have been. Maybe not as good atmosphere. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
well,
we'll win it. It's just
But they've got to travel on a Tuesday night, haven't they? All the way down from Billericay. So
that is true.
Yeah, they might not fancy it, might they, Mark?
No. After a day's work, travelling down from Billericay on a Tuesday night.
Could be sticky.
Bit tricky.
Yeah. I think that's a good 1-0 result for us.
Yeah.
They cancelled the under-23s tonight, haven't they? At the Pilot Field, which
constant rain the last few days. They're worried about the pitch, aren't they? Because we're so used to the season.
I was secretly pleased that they cancelled that and didn't just let it go on play. Well, chucking it down anyway, isn't it? But
yeah,
that pitch is Paul Simon struggled with that this year. It's grass just hasn't grown, is it? It doesn't look it. It looks fine, doesn't it? But there's problems with it again now. And now they switched the electric fence off as well. The Foxes are having a field day, aren't they? There's more potholes on the Pilot Field than there are up Downs Road.
Get the council on it. Let's not talk about the council. Let's not go there, mate. Let's not talk about the council. Yeah. It's all gone quiet over there. That's for another podcast. Anyway, listen, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing, obviously, Super Malk, Robbie on Saturday, but maybe Tuesday, John, to Eastbourne.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Depends on the ill health issues.
Yeah. Anyway, listen.
I'll just ask about the 100th podcast. What time are you filming that? I need to know for Robert in Germany.
We should be
UK time.
It should be 7:30. It should be. It just work's been mental.
You know what Germans are like, though. They want it exact.
I'll be pedaling back, and I hear the Luftwaffe coming over.
They don't have late. They don't have anything late, mind you. He was telling me some stuff last night. They've even got potholes in Germany at the moment. There you go.
Well, that's not. They're usually quite efficient.
Yeah.
Well, make it 8:00. Make it 8:00 then. Yeah.
8:00.
And then I'm definite. Then. All right.
8:00 UK time. Right.
Listen, gents. See you at the game. Malk, Robbie, John. A pleasure.
Yeah.
Cheers, lad.
Yeah,
Enjoy the game. Cheers, boys.